He was just a happy little boy who liked to climb up on the windowsills here and throw himself off.
Never happier than when he's playing with his toys or his cars or
puzzles. He always
jigsaw
puzzles galore.
Definitely kept us on our toes, you know. He certainly was just active, happy and busy as a little 2-year-old before he was diagnosed with leukemia. Towards the end of 2016, Kian hadn't been feeling 100%. Unfortunately, in January 2017, we took him to the emergency doctor. They knew conclusively within a day that Kian did have ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
We got thrown in the deep end and started treatment the next day. His life just got turned upside down.
Obviously, there were very hard days, but children have that capacity for joy, no matter where they are. Sometimes it's your child who really carries you through. They were very happy with his progress. He wasn't feeling well, but they were very happy for Kian to come home.
He just caught a cough that we couldn't shake.
Kian, he was immunocompromised, he was immunosuppressed. He contracted a fairly typical virus. His immune system attacked itself, and in doing so, he became paralysed neck down acutely. You know, at the age of 4, I think you're so adventurous, you're spontaneous, you want to be with your friends, you want to be in school. So this was taken away from Kian overnight. Within a 12-hour period, Kian's prognosis was poor.
He could move his fingers and he could communicate with his face and eyes. That was it.
Little did we know in October 2018 that we wouldn't come home again to Cork until July 2020.
One of the things that got us through was a Mickey Mouse clubhouse. He worked himself through the entire thing because it made him happy.
You know, despite all the odds and many, many difficult days, Kian started to show a very distinct improvement after about 18 months. This is where we saw his little spirit kick back in, his happiness, his happy-go-lucky nature. He was really amazing.
The day we left Cork University Hospital to go home, Kian walked out the front door to the car. There were very few dry eyes around.
In fact,
at that point.
I think it's nearly accurate to say he ran at the front door. I can honestly say from 2017 until the present day, we were tied in with Make-A-Wish. They never forgot about us. They always checked in. And they told me, they said one day the time will be right and Kian will get his wish. They called me last April and she said, look, we have a really special Disney experience happening in the UK. What do you think? So Kian turned 10 in June last year, and we thought that would be the perfect time to tell him. That day, Kian opened his golden envelope from Make-A-Wish, and it was Kian's wish, defined by Kian, and Make-A-Wish, created by Make-A-Wish and Disney. It was just one of those moments. You know, we're not big criers, but there were a few tears. This was a huge moment for our family, and I think it signified just how far Kian had come.
Everything of it was a big deal. It was the first family trip that we'd gone on in 8 years. It was the first time Kian had been on a bus. It was the first time Kian had been on a ferry. So there's a lot of firsts and a lot of excitement. The entire experience was magical. We were greeted by Disney characters left, right and center. They were everywhere. Kian got to go and he got to be a Jedi. He got to go be a superhero with the Marvel cast.
Kian couldn't believe it. He was on the stage hugging Minnie and Mickey and Donald and Daisy, and we all were. It was just lovely.
He was taking in all of it, and there was just so much, like he was walking in a cartoon. He was in absolute heaven.
What I noticed with Kian is from the moment he started on this trip, it brought back his confidence. That made me so happy to see my little boy have that moment where he felt brave and confident and he could take on the world. Now we're really, really lucky to say today that Kian is at home here in Clonmara in Cork, and he's doing so well.
Like Sarah said, it helped empower him to be independent again.
When you have come through a situation like this, you're very mindful of how lucky you are.
Yeah.
And he's a happy-go-lucky little boy. Always talks about his Make-A-Wish trip, always talks about his big plans for the future, and there's nothing to stop him now, you know, and I think we're so grateful for that. Make-A-Wish are reliant on the public and a lot of help in fundraising in order to continue to make wishes come true for children like Kian, children who are living with critical illness or have a life-limiting condition, who could really do with having a wish and a little bit of joy being brought into their lives. And if you could consider maybe making a small donation or helping in any way you can with fundraising or just raising awareness about this amazing organisation, it would be wonderful. If you feel your child could do with a boost or has a wish that they would love to have granted, you should reach out to Make-A-Wish and have a chat with them and see if your child is eligible for this. It changed our little boy's life, and it's something that we'll never forget.
If there's anything you can do, anything you can contribute to help Make-A-Wish, just know that you're making a kid's dream come true, so please help.
Thank you, Make-A-Wish, for making my wish come true.